Well, I hope you rocked the automation challenge and made your character go dance, dance, dance crazy. But now I'll take a swing at making this little guy dance using the Duik Automation Toolbox and not a single keyframe here in 0902 Automation on a Character solution. All right, so I'm just going to start by going down to the pelvis. Let's take a look. I'm going to zoom in just a little more. Do I want the larger pelvis or nope. I'm going to go with C_C pelvis. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a little bit of wiggle to that pelvis. I'm going to hit P for position, select my position keyframe. I'm going to go up to the wiggle automation. I'll make sure to do all dimensions and click wiggle. I'm going to open up the effect down here, double click on position wiggle to bring it up here. And I'm going to make the amplitude really high, maybe not 100, but something like 40. And the frequency, something like half a second. Let's preview this. Here we go. Seems like it's going to be just a little bit slow. Yeah, a lot bit slow. I don't know if I'm having him listen to slow jams or what, but let's go for 2 per second. Yeah, that's a little bit better. He's going for it. All right, I can dig this. Let me make the amplitude something like 50. Yeah, all right. So I've got him doing a little bit of a pelvic thrust, looking pretty good. All right, what am I going to do with this right foot here? Let me try doing something like swing. I'm going to go to the right foot controller. I'm going to hit P for position on that. I'll select position. I'll select swing. And this way, it will swing between 2 different states. Let me start by clicking off of that so I don't double up. And I can just get in a little bit close. We can see that it's swinging right now, but it's barely moving at all. Let's go ahead and get that swing a little bit farther. So the amplitude of the swing, I'm going to make it much, much farther. I'm going to make the frequency up a bit. Let's go ahead and preview. Ooh, a bit too much. Let's bring frequency down to 1.9. Oh yeah, he's sliding that foot. Liking that. Let's bring up the damping just a little bit. So yeah, there's a little stop and go going on. All right, so he's wiggling that pelvis. He's sliding that foot. I'm going to go up to the other pelvis right here. That's the original one. Let me go to the other pelvis. Let's see about the rotation here. I'm going to pause playback by hitting space. If I pause, oh yeah, that'll get his whole body kind of rotating back and forth. So let's see what else I can add to this. How about a little bit of blink? I'll go to the rotation. I'll add blink. And blink will make him suddenly go from one side to the next or one rotation to the next. Let's make the off value something like -23 and see how that looks. Ooh, a little bit too much. And let me start this rotation off a little. Let me go to, where is the on value here? Let's have him start kind of right there. Not adding a keyframe, just changing where it's going to. The off value like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's have that happen a little bit more frequent. All right, I'm starting to like this. He's looking a little bit crazy, a little bit weird. I can decide whether I want to keep that or not later. But right now, I definitely want to have this arm do... Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay, no, this is going way too fast now that it's rendered all the way through. All right, I'm going to go back to about once per second on the rotation blink. Yeah. And since I want this rotation to be a little bit different on the head, I'm going to try something like putting wheel on the rotation of the head. So wheel will rotate the head based on the position of another layer. Let's try putting wheel on the rotation of the head. I'll hit R for the head rotation. I'll select rotation. I'll add wheel. And I'm not going to measure anything right now. And I'm going to keep this on curved. It'll take a little bit more processing, but let's say that the radius is 15 pixels. And I'll check mark wheel. So let's get a little bit close up here. I'm going to hold down the space bar and zoom in. Oof, look at that head rotate pretty hardcore. How about I go up to wheel here and I take down this a little bit. I'm actually really liking this. What does reverse look like on this? Interesting. Not quite what I want. I'll make the radius at about 6. Yeah. Looking good, head. And let me go ahead and start the head's rotation a little bit more this way. Take a look at this. Yeah, there we go. All right, last but not least, I want to make those hands do a little bit of something. I think it'd be interesting if, let's say, this hand right here had a little bit of wiggle on it. So I'm going to go back up to wiggle. Whoops. I meant to actually hit position on this hand. So P for position, grab onto position, go up to wiggle, and I'm going to make it separate dimensions this time, not all. I'll hit wiggle. I'll go into here and I'll be able to, let me move my hand up a little bit more to start out with. And let me change that checkbox for the forearm from clockwise. So it's kind of counterclockwise so I can have him semi-raising the roof. Because we all need a little roof being raised every now and then. I'm going to take the Y frequency and bring it up to, let's say, twice to 2. And I'm going to go into the amplitudes and bring the Y up to 10 for wiggle. Let's take a gander at how this looks. Oh, that's not near enough. Let's make that Y amplitude way higher. And I'm going to raise it up to start with. Let's take a look. Yeah. He knows how to rock. He knows how to raise the roof. And I'm going to finish everything off by just adding a little general wiggle to this other hand control. Let's go to the position. I'll add a little bit of wiggle, all dimensions. I'll bring the frequency up, the amplitude up, and I'll also go to the rotation of this, and I'll add a little bit of wiggle to that rotation, moving it over just a touch, bring the amplitude up and the frequency up. And let's preview this with the space bar. And look at our character dance. Now I'm liking this. It's a little bit crazy with that right hand, so I'm gonna go to the right hand position wiggle and bring the frequency down from 6 to something like 2. All right, so this is looking pretty good, pretty interesting. And if I had him in the background at a party, I think this dance would be kind of fun to watch and have there to give a little bit of life to the situation. I'm going to go into the actual timeline, hit Command A, close these down, and just so I can see how this looks without having all of these control layers visible, I'm just going to hit Command, click on the tie, so I deselect that. I'm going to turn the eyeballs off for the rest of these control layers so we can see what this looks like, just him dancing without any control layers there distracting us. And this would look a lot more like what it would look when it renders out, because these control layers are guide layers, and they don't render out in the end. So yeah, automation on character rigs can be fun and helpful, but so can automation on background elements and scenes. Adding subtle automation, or extreme in the case of our dancing character here, can help fill out your world and add detail and life to something that might be otherwise static and, well, kind of boring, and all without having to spend hours upon hours keyframing. Awesome.